We're going to start in seated today. I'll give a little quick adjustment to see the front of my mat. There we go. So find a comfy spot on your mat. You can sit on a bolster if you have one, a pillow, or even a little blanket. And we're going to take a moment here in seated. Today in our practice, we're going to focus a little bit on our hips and our spine. I've been having lots of questions and requests around these areas since everyone seems to be sitting more on the computer, on the internet, on Zoom, on all of these things. So I think to find that balance in our body is really important, to invite a little bit of the opposite in and to take moments throughout our day to connect with our body and what it needs. So while we're sitting right now, let's take a moment to invite a little bit of movement. You can move your body side to side. Maybe you feel called to make some little circles. And try to really tap in and listen to what little movements your body is requesting in this moment. Maybe some seated cat-cows. And then we'll find stillness. So take a moment here in stillness. Let's gently close our eyes and start to bring your awareness into your hips. Noticing how they feel today. Noticing if they feel balanced. And then start to bring your awareness, your attention to your back body. Noticing how your spine feels. How all your muscles feel. Bring your awareness to the right side body. Noticing your right side. Does it feel open and spacious? And then to your left side. And then notice if you feel easeful seated right now. Are the shoulders slightly hunched forward? Is the spine rounded? Or is the chest really pressed forward and the back arched? Or do you find somewhere in the middle? Try to find the middle ground. Ease and effort combined. We'll take a few more breaths here. Inviting your breath all the way into your belly. Notice if the belly is held. Can you soften it ever so slightly? Sometimes I even put my hands onto it. Really invite your breath in. Try to come into a nice, long, easeful breath. And then settle your attention, your focus, on somewhere in the body that feels good. Somewhere that feels balanced, spacious, free. And take a few breaths right into this place. Start to walk your hands forward. We're going to come into a little bit of a forward fold, soften your shoulders. From here, Take a few breaths into your back body. Notice if it's easier to access. Can you invite your breath in and fill the back of your lungs, your whole back body in a forward fold? We'll walk ourselves up and come into a twist. Allow your body to twist to one side, all the way back through center to the other side. We'll come back through center, invite some neck movements in. So gently invite your ear to one shoulder, tent the opposite fingers out. Today we're going to do a little bit more exploration. So from here, you can start to look down towards your armpit. Notice how that feels in your body. And then maybe up. You can go straight up to the corner a little. Start to explore a little movement. And then bring your chin all the way down towards your chest. Same here, exploring a little movement through your head and neck. And over to the other side. Opposite ear, opposite shoulder. Start to look down towards your armpit. And then up. And then explore your neck from side to side. And we'll release that. Bring our hands onto hands and knees. And we'll come through some cat-cow. So rooting through hands and knees. Is everything all good, Joe? Just checking. Okay, I'll come look at that in a moment. And then from here, follow your breath. As you inhale, allow yourself to come forward. As you exhale, press into the earth, arching through your spine. Let your breath guide your movement. Thank you. And then start to listen to what your body needs, making some little circles with your hips. Maybe a nice cleansing breath. Breathe it out completely. And we'll curl our toes under and press ourselves back into a downward facing dog. So start to walk it out. Bending one foot and the other. Rock up onto your toes. And today we'll come right onto the sides of our feet. Come onto the sides of your feet, back through center to the other side. Back through center. Let's extend our right leg up. Coming into a three-legged dog, give it a little wiggle. And then take that leg, bring it into a circle. You can bend it. Warming up our hip. Lower it down after about 4 or 5, and then come to the other side. Left leg up, give it a little wiggle. Open it out to the side, and then make some little circles. You can keep the leg bent. Keep your hands nice and rooted, and then we'll lower onto our knees. Bring your hands forward. Exhale, come into a puppy pose. Let your head come all the way down to the earth. Soften into your shoulders. Let everything melt. And take a few breaths here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring yourself up into tabletop. We're going to come into a slow flow, warming up the body. Curl your toes under, press back into downward facing dog. Following your breath. On your inhale, bring yourself forward into plank. Nice and active. Notice if the hips are dipping down. Keep them up, lowering onto your knees. Taking a breath here. Nice and slow. Elbows close beside you, lower all the way down. Tops of the feet into the ground. On your inhale, press yourself up, baby cobra. Exhale to lower. 2 more. Last one. Bring your hands underneath your body, press yourself up, coming into candlestick, onto your knees. Reach your arms all the way overhead. Lower them down. Right into the low back, curling your toes under, coming into camel. Roll your shoulders back, heart and chest up. Gentle little back bend. We're not going too deep right now. And then exhale, come all the way back into child's pose. Soften your shoulders. Inhale, come up into tabletop. Move through cat-cow. Inhale forward, exhale to arch. 3 of these. Let your breath move you. Your next exhale, curl your toes under, press back, downward facing dog. We're doing the same flow one more time. On your inhale, follow your breath, come forward, plank, pause, take a breath here. We'll lower onto our knees. Nice and slow, bring yourself down. Tops of your feet into the earth. 3 little cobras, following your breath. Inhaling as you rise, exhale to lower. Press yourself up onto your knees on your next inhale. Arms overhead, candlestick. Look in between your fingers. Lengthen up. Exhale, hands right into your low back. Curl your toes under. Shoulders back, chest up. Gentle little back bend. And slowly release. Come all the way into child's pose. Beautiful. Inhale, come up into tabletop. Move through 3 more cat-cows. And then we're going to make our way onto our sides today. So come onto your side, we're going to work our glutes into some clamshells. So you can use your hand to support your head. Your legs are bent, and then just take a moment to check in with your hips to make sure that they are lined up. Sometimes one can come on top of the other. So notice if one is leaning back or forward. Find alignment into your hips. And then from here, we're going to start to lift our top leg up. I may teach these different than what you're used to. So place your hand right into that inside of your hip to make sure your psoas is still open and soft. We're wanting to use this secondary. And we're going to take our hand right into our glute, that glute med, push into it, feel that squeeze. A little squeeze is at the top. Awesome. We got a few more. Doing 12. We got 1 more in my count. From there, we're going to straighten our leg out. Bring your hand under the inside, little lifts. Press it up. Press through your heel to really get into your glute. When our toe is pointed, we're working the front body. When the heel is pressed through, we're working our glutes in the back body. Awesome. Last one. And then this time we'll point our toes. Make some circles. And then switch opposite direction. Okay, last movement. Our bottom leg, we're gonna press it into the ground. So your foot is coming into the ground. And you're going to lean slightly back, lift your top leg up. So the angle is gonna stay the same. We're bringing it up with this top part of our leg. So start to lift your leg up and lower it down. It's a little bit different than a clamshell. Your foot is gonna be lower. Awesome. Nice, feeling that burn. Let's straighten that leg out, hold onto your foot, give it a little stretch. We'll release that. We're gonna bring that foot down, root it into the ground. So we're working the inside. From here, you can start to lift your leg up. Same thing. Try to keep your leg in the same angle so it's not moving. And you're lifting up. Focusing on your adductors. Last one. Beautiful. Let's release that. We'll make our way to hands and knees. Come into a child's pose. Bring the glute you worked most to one side and then reach in the opposite direction. Take a nice breath here into the lateral body. And we'll make our way to the other side. Setting yourself up, your head can be right onto your hand. And just make sure your arm is comfy. I'm using a little blanket here. Set your legs up. We'll start with our clamshells first. Hands right onto the inside. Check onto your psoas and your hip flexors, and we'll start to lift that leg up. Bring your hand right into your glute med. Nice and mindful. Little squeezes. With your breath. Last one. Bring that leg out, press through your heels. Lifts. Again, focus on that area we were just working. Right into the glutes. Doing 12 of these ones as well. Last one. And then let's point our toes, making a few circles in one direction. And then you can switch, make a few in the other. One direction is always more difficult in my body. Doesn't really feel like a circle. And then we'll release that. From here, we're gonna really root down with our bottom leg. So take the toes, curl them into the ground, lift your top leg up, and then keep it in one angle. And then from here, you're gonna lift and lower. We're moving a little slower, so really focus on that area we were just working. Getting right into the glutes. Your foot is lower than your knee, and you're pressing up with the outside of your leg. Sometimes I even put my finger right onto it. Give it a little extra pressure. You'll work it a little bit more so you're pressing right into your finger, even just with the finger there. And let's release that, straighten that leg out. You can hold onto your foot. Taking a breath here. We'll release that. Place that foot onto the ground. And we're going to work our adductors, the inside of the leg. So same thing, moving the leg up. Trying to keep that same angle. But this time, instead of the body leaning forward or fully straight, we're leaning slightly back. And then you may even want to place your finger where you're working, right onto the inside of your leg. Moving through 12 of these ones. Got a few more. Last one. Beautiful, let's release that. And then whatever glute you work the most there, bring it to one side and reach your body in the opposite direction. Take a breath here. Beautiful, come back through center. We're gonna do a little bit of plank play and some push-ups. So root your hands down, bring your feet back and make your way into plank. I'm gonna demonstrate both ways. Notice if your hands are too close to your body. Your shoulders are gonna be over top. So find a spot where you can feel the balance of ease and effort. Let your head be soft, looking in front of you. And then from here, we're gonna lower onto our knees, lower onto our forearms, press yourself back up, all the way into plank. So start to move as you lower down. And if you choose not to come onto your knees, just come onto your forearms, press yourself up, and then make sure you're switching back and forth from one side to the other. Finishing your last one, and then we're gonna do little taps. Tap your foot out to the side, back through center. Little toe taps. And then jump it out, jump it back in. Lower down. Bring your hips all the way back. Come into child's pose. Let everything go. Inhale, bring yourself up. Let's stretch our wrists after that, which is super important. So we're going to take our hands, face them towards us, fingers towards you. Press them onto the ground until you can feel a stretch through the front. Take a breath here. right into the wrists. And then let's release that, flick them out. We'll do the opposite. Back of your hands are coming down, soften into your shoulders. If you want less of a stretch, bring your hands closer towards you. If you want more, bring them away. Awesome. We're gonna come into Sphinx pose. So a gentle back bend, a little deeper than the first one we did. So lower your whole body onto the ground. Bring your arms down. Hands are nice and rooted. Shoulders are over top of your elbows. Soften your shoulders. Find your breath. Your legs can be as wide apart as feels comfortable. You can look forward or up if you like. Just check in where you feel ease in your spine. Back bending is so important if you are working at your computer a lot or sitting a lot or even just standing a lot. Moving our spine in all directions, keeping it nice and healthy. Take a few more breaths here. And then notice if you want to explore going a little deeper. If not, stay in Sphinx. We're going to take about 4 or 5 more breaths. If you want to go a little deeper, bring your hands down. Keep them wide. Make sure they're wider than your shoulders. Come up into seal. And just notice. If you have compression, you can bring your hands a little bit farther away from you, a little bit wider. And then we'll lower all the way down. One hand on top of the other, head onto your hands, bring your feet up. Let them move back and forth. Root your hands underneath your body, press yourself up into a tabletop position. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Step or walk your body forward into forward fold. Let everything hang. Give your head and neck a little movement here, your legs a little bit of movement. We're going to take our hands, clasp them behind our back, and then allow them to come forward. Let everything out. Release your hands down towards the earth, rooting through your feet. Roll your whole body up into standing. Reach your arms overhead. And exhale right into your heart. And taking a breath here. And then find your dowel or use your fist. Okay, we're just gonna tap out our body and get into all of our cells. Really wake everything up before we start flowing. So you can either start with a dowel, little taps, a rolling pin works, even a broom, or using your fist. Little taps with your fist. I'm trying to get your whole body, waking everything up. Get into your side body, all the way up and down. Sometimes a wooden spoon even works good for this. Right into your neck, keeping the jaw soft. Little taps into the neck, into the back body. Letting everything go. And then when your body feels complete, getting into the glutes as well, we'll place our dowel or whatever you're using down, and we'll finish with the fingers. So you can start into the belly, a little bit softer, just using the tips of the fingers. Right into the heart, little taps into your heart space, into your collarbone, bringing it up into the jaw. I do this every single day, especially when I'm lacking movement. Get right into the tops of your head, your whole head. And let's bring the hands down, shake them out. We're gonna do a little bit of bouncing today. So it's a little bit of fascial unwinding. So from here, keep your feet nice and rooted, and then start to let your body bounce. Let everything wiggle and jiggle. Embrace the jiggle. And then notice if you want to invite a little movement as well. Maybe letting your body come to the side or to forward, or maybe into a version of like a half forward fold. And then notice if you want to move a little faster, wiggle and jiggle everything a little faster. Nice cleansing breaths out through the mouth. We'll take 2 more breaths. Let everything go. And then find your stillness. Take a moment, find stillness. And take a moment to notice your energetic body. We're going to roll our feet out and then come into a standing flow. You can use a dowel if you have one, a tennis ball, spiky ball, whatever you prefer today. Getting right into our fascial back line. So roll the bottom of your feet from the toes all the way into your heel, exploring a little pressure. And then getting right into the center. We'll roll it a little bit faster. And we'll come off of the one side. Take a moment to pause just for a breath in between. Noticing if you feel any difference from one side to the other. And then we'll start to roll the other side. From the toes all the way into the heel. Exploring a little pressure in the center. A little ringing back and forth. And then rolling it out. Rolling it a little faster. And then we'll come off of that. Let's place our dowel to the side and let's come into a flow. I made up a fun flow for us to do today. Inhale, extend your arms overhead. As you exhale, hinge your body forward, following your breath. Inhale, come up, halfway lift, nice and active. Lower your hands down, right foot back. Rooting into the earth. Inhale, bring yourself up into crescent lunge. Softening into your shoulders, take a breath here. As you exhale, turn your back foot, make your way into warrior 2. I'll demonstrate from the side. Lining the heel up with your back arch. Really rooting through the earth, bringing that energy into your body. Bending your front arm, extended side angle. Inhale, come all the way back up into warrior 2. Moving into half moon. Nice and active through that front leg, following your breath. Come up, Bring your hands down to the earth or onto a piece of furniture if you prefer. Pressing through your heels, open your chest up, hand up. Find your breath here. We're gonna lower that hand down, come into a standing split. So the hip is facing down, and then we're gonna bring it in for 5. Knee to face. Press it out. Last one. The next time it comes out, lower your foot down into lunge. Beautiful. Then we're going to lower our knee all the way down. Inhale, extend your arms up, soften into your shoulders. Come into a little twist here. Bring your hands to the outside of your front leg. Come back through center, lift your back leg up, coming into a quad stretch. So lift your back leg up, you're gonna root your right hand down. So same hand, same leg. Reach behind to grab your foot. And if you don't grab your foot, just reach in that direction. Until you feel a little stretch into your quad. You can always use a strap or anything too. Right? Your practice. We'll lower down, hand to the outside of the foot. Press yourself back into a half split. Lift the toes up. Bring yourself forward. Root your hands down. Curl up onto your back toes. Step back into plank. Lower down or chaturanga. Follow your breath. On your inhale, come up into upward dog or cobra. As you exhale, transition your body into downward facing dog. I'm going to come to the other side. Step your right foot forward. Root down. Inhale, bring yourself up into crescent lunge. Awesome. Find your breath here. As you exhale, make your way into warrior 2. Lining up your heel with your back arch. Come into extended side angle, bending your arm onto your thigh. Reach it forward. Inhale to come back up into warrior 2. Rooting through that front leg, nice and active. Step it forward. Half moon. Pressing through your heel. Lower your hand down, coming into a standing split. Hips towards the earth, and then bring it in for 5. Your knee towards your face. Last one. The next time it comes out, lower that leg down. Take a moment to lower your knee down, coming into low lunge. Inhale, extend your arms overhead. Little twist. Bring your hands to the outside of your front leg, your front thigh. Back through center, rooting your left hand down. Bring the left leg up, reach around to grab the foot or reach in the direction. You don't need to grab. Soften into your shoulders. Rolling your shoulder back, chest up. We'll release. Bring your hand to the other side of your foot. Press yourself back into a half split. Hip is back. Take a breath here. Bring yourself forward, rooting your hands down, curl up. Step forward into forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway lift. Exhale to hinge. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale into your heart. Beautiful. We're going to do the same one more time. We're gonna move a little tiny bit faster. Instead of doing 2 to 3 breaths, we'll do about 2 breaths. So let's inhale. And exhale, hinge your body down, following your breath. Inhale, come up, halfway lift, nice and active. Lower your hands down, right foot back. Crescent lunge, inhale to rise. Soften. Exhale, turn your toes, warrior 2. Find your breath here, nice and active through that front leg. Bending your arm, extended side angle. Inhale, come back up into warrior 2. Rooting through the front leg, bring yourself into half moon. Pressing through your heel, nice and active into your body. You're gonna lower the hand down, half split, keep the leg lifted, hips towards the earth, bring it in for 5. Press it out. Last one. When it's out, lower it all the way down. Slowly make your way into low lunge. Inhale, bring your arms up. Soften into your shoulders. Coming into our twist, bring your hands to the outside of your leg. Look sideways or all the way to the back. Inhale back through center. Rooting the right hand down. We're going to reach our left hand towards our foot. Coming into a bind, a grab. Release that onto the outside of your foot. Exhale. Bring yourself back into a half split. Take one full breath here. Bring yourself forward. Root your hands down. Curl up onto your back toes. Step back into plank. Moving through, lowering down or chaturanga. Inhale to come up into upward dog or cobra. As you exhale, transition into downward facing dog. Take 2 full breaths here. Soften through your shoulders, lengthening into your spine. Stepping your right foot forward, really root into the earth. Inhale, draw yourself up into crescent lunge. Beautiful. Turn your back foot, warrior 2. Bending your front arm, extended side angle. Inhale, bring yourself back up into warrior 2. Root through the front leg, make your way into half moon. Press through your heels. Nice and active into your core. You're gonna lower the hand all the way down, coming into a standing split. Draw it in for 5. The leg towards your face. Press it out. Keeping the leg extended, lowering it down. Take a moment to find your low lunge. Bringing yourself all the way down. Inhale, bring your arms up. Soften into your shoulders. Beautiful. Coming into our twist, bring the hands to the outside. And then either looking to the side or looking towards your back. And come back through center. We're going to root our left hand down. Take our arm, reach it back to either reach in the direction of our foot or grab our foot. We'll release that. Hand to the outside of your foot. Press yourself back into a half split. Inhale, coming forward, curl up onto your back toes. Nice little bounce, step your body forward into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to hinge. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, heart center. And taking a breath here. Let's release our hands. We're going to come into some squat and chair and awkward pose. So I'll demonstrate from the side. And you can keep your legs about hip width apart. Yeah, grab a sip of water if you need to. And then from here, hands onto our hips. As you exhale, bring your hips back. Notice when you do this, if your body comes forward. Try to keep your chest up. We're going to connect the fingertips together, bring them down, root through your feet, and press them up. So let's move through this, really rooting down. Keep the connection into your fingertips. So we're also working our back body. Following your breath. And then the next time you come down, hold. Option to bring your hands out in front, but just notice if you're feeling more tension. We're going to bring it a little lower. And then slowly bring it up, all the way up onto your toes. Hands forward. From here, we're going to lower down just a little bit. And then press it up. Move through these with your breath. If you fall out, come back in. If you come onto your heels, come back in. Keeping your chest lifted. Yeah, awesome. And then the next time, we're going to go as deep as our body wants to go. So that may be here. You may come all the way down. Just make sure you're not resting on your heels. You're still lifted. Find your breath. And then we're slowly going to press ourselves up. Try and go as slow as you can, all the way up, and then let it go. Wiggle the legs. Let's stretch the fascia of the front of our foot and the front body. We're going to bring our right leg back. Extend your right arm up. Exhale, a little twist. And come back through center. Other side. Bring your leg back. Left arm up. Exhale. And come all the way back through center. I'm going to come into a chair twist. So we're keeping the legs together this time. The legs are together. And then from here, hands right into your heart. Exhale, bring your hips back. Breathe. And then we're going to twist to the side, come back through center. So little twists. Try to keep your hips facing forward. Your knees together. And then the next time you come to your right, we're going to hook the elbow right into the outside of the leg. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just like our twist earlier, bring your hands to the outside. Keep your hips down, knees together. Option to spread your wings. Straighten your arms out, coming into a deeper twist. We'll release that. Lower your hands, straighten your legs, wrap your arms around the back of your legs. Take a full breath here. Release. Inhale, roll yourself up, arms overhead. We'll make our way to the other side. Heart center, hips back, and then little twists, back and forth. And then the next time you come to the left, hooking the elbow right to the outside, soften. Try to keep your hips in alignment, your knees in alignment, and then option to extend. Spread the wings out. Release. Bring your hands down. Walk one leg and the other. Give your head and neck a little movement. We're going to root our hands down. Start to walk yourself back into a downward facing dog. We come into pigeon. Extend your right leg up. Exhale. Slowly bring that leg all the way forward. Awesome. We're stretching everything out now. And then take a moment to check in. And just notice if your body is rolling on to the side and your hips are not in alignment. So that can cause a little compression into the spine. So find your alignment. You may need a little pillow underneath that front hip. Connect the fingertips. Let's inhale. Lengthen up for a breath. A more active pigeon. And then you can even press into the ground and lift yourself up. We're going to lower down. Let everything go. On your next inhale, slowly start to bring yourself up to a tabletop, back into downward facing dog. You can walk it out, bending one leg and the other. We'll move to pigeon on the other side. Left leg up, bring it all the way forward. And take a moment here to set yourself up. We'll come into a more active one just for a breath or two. So you can connect your fingertips, slightly lift up, and then lift up with your core. Maybe you even bring your hands together or even clasp them. Let's lower down, letting everything go. Taking one more full breath here. On your next inhale, bring yourself up. Notice if you want to come into one more downward facing dog or some cat-cows. We're going to transition onto our back. So take your time, no rush. Bring yourself onto your back. Come into a figure four. Give a nice stretch into the glutes. So bring your right leg up and over, threading through, either holding onto your hamstring or your shin. Soften your shoulders, gentle tuck into the chin. Letting everything go. And connecting into the earth beneath you. And we'll slowly release, taking your right leg, bring it in towards your chest, lower your left leg. Wind relieving pose, give it a squeeze. And then a twist, bring it across your body. Open your arm out, either looking towards the ceiling or in the opposite direction. And bring yourself all the way back through center. Knees in, give a little rock in the center. We'll come to the other side. Left leg up and over, either holding onto your hamstrings or the front of your shin. Soften your shoulders down. Notice if your chin is towards the ceiling. Draw your chin down so it's towards your feet, lengthening through the back of your head. Softening your forehead, your eyes, and your jaw. We'll lower the leg down. Draw your left knee in. Straighten your right leg completely. Wind relieving pose. Take a full breath here. And then slowly bring that leg across your body into a twist. Either looking straight up towards the ceiling or in the opposite direction. Taking your 5 breaths here. And slowly come back through center. Bring your feet out to the width of your mat, nice and wide, cactusing your arms. Smooth through a final little windshield wiper legs, letting them come back and forth. You can extend your hands overhead if you like. Maybe even extending your feet out completely. Come into any last little movement, little wiggle, little stretch for your body to feel complete. And then make your way into Shavasana. Either with your legs bent and your feet rooted, or you can straighten your legs out completely, or propping yourself with any pillows or blankets. And gently closing your eyes if they aren't already closed. Allowing everything to soften and surrender into the support of the earth beneath you. Sinking deeper into stillness. Letting go a little more on each exhale. And following the gentle rhythm, the gentle rise and fall of your breath. I'm going to read a short poem from Donna Foltz this morning, reminding us to walk slowly. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper. And I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be. Walk slowly into the mystery of life. And slowly start to invite a little bit of movement into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, stretching everything out, drawing it in. Rolling onto your side, and then eventually making your way up into seated. And take a moment in seated, just like we began our practice. Closing your eyes or softening your gaze towards the earth. Noticing the effects of your practice. Has anything changed? Does anything feel different? And take a moment to seal your practice off however you like. And either remaining with the hands onto the legs or bringing the hands to your heart. We'll end our practice together. And gently bowing head to connect qualities of the mind with the qualities of our hearts. Love, compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, and acceptance. Knowing that we are whole and complete exactly as we are, honoring the love and light that resides within all of us. And remembering to walk slowly throughout our day, throughout our life, embracing all moments. Namaste.